Hey guys, what's up? We're back with some more stuff. Okay, so I want to talk about this program here called Premiere Rush CC. This is a program designed by Adobe as an easy to use video editor for anyone who wants to just do some very quick video editing, some very light video editing, basically something that's not so complicated that it would take actual Premiere Pro and even After Effects to do. So even though this is a basic Premiere Pro program, even though this is a basic version of it, I kind of think it's a little bit too basic. And the reason why is because it's actually missing some things, some key functions that I would have expected at least in any video editing program, which is kind of why I put Premiere Pro on such a high pedestal as opposed to say Windows Movie Maker or other programs like Filmora. I guess iMovie, but I've never really used it before, so I won't comment on that one all that much. But yeah, there's a couple of things that I think Adobe should be doing to this particular program to make it just a little bit more conducive to basic video editing. Now, the first thing I want to talk about immediately is what we're seeing here on the bottom right hand. I'm not sure if my face is covering it, but it is the multiple audio channels of certain videos. So if you're recording in OBS, it is entirely possible to record your gameplay footage on one audio channel, your voice on another audio channel, and voice chat on another audio channel. For example, you can record up to 6 audio channels in OBS to produce a video that has up to 6 audio channels in OBS, or you can use one of the audio channels as your stream audio channel if that's how you choose. That's how I've been doing it anyway. But if you record using multiple audio channels in OBS, this program is just simply not the program for you in terms of editing videos, because you actually, well, at least as far as I can tell, there's no way of accessing all of these audio channels. Just even trying to grab this and trying to drag and drop somewhere, I can't drag and drop anywhere for some reason, right? So that's kind of bad. I kind of need that if I want to use this program extensively for video editing, outside of editing simple videos like this. So if you do record a video that is just your voice, for example, and you intend to just put some background audio in it later, that's fine. This program is fine for you. But if you are doing what I normally do, which is recording several things at once, yeah, that's not going to work. Obviously, if you're recording several things at once because you're using several different several different audio input things, such as a microphone here, a microphone there, or a microphone there, for example, then obviously go for broke, because you can obviously put those audio channels under each other as you continue going. But this is, of course, not the case. It's a little bit different. This is something that I'm only aware that OBS can do. I'm sure there's other things that can do something like this, but I'm not aware of them per se. I can only think of OBS. Right, moving on. Another thing that I kind of was surprised it's not really a thing that exists, is this lack of being able to keyframe effects. So what effects do you actually have? Well, generally speaking, the effects that you have are all 3 transitions, a bunch of titles, and some color changing stuff. Now, the color changing stuff, more or less, it's pretty basic. It under the basic under the basic tab is actually quite apt, because it is pretty much basic. These are your standard Photoshop sort of color correction tools. In the advanced section, there's also faded film, which I guess is something you could use if you want to. And then there's also the sharpening effect. Now, the sharpening effect goes both ways. You could make something super duper sharp, or you can actually make something super duper blurry, which is good. This is how you get the blur effect, okay? Originally I was about to say, oh, there's no blur effect in this program. That's a little bit shit, but no, it turns out that there is a blur effect. It's just simply lowering the sharpness down to 100. But this, as far as I can tell, this is the extent to which blurriness can occur, unless you are able to stack them on top of each other, which I guess is not a thing that you can do. Yeah, that's not good at all. Alright, so there's your effect. Now, what I want to also do is to be able to keyframe this effect. So I want it to be, at some point, it fades back to being regular sharpness. Unfortunately, there's no keyframing here. So this video editing software doesn't seem to have any keyframing as far as I can tell. The only way to keyframe an effect such as sharpening would have to be through cross dissolve. So for example, we are going to find ourselves at the let's just say the 5-second mark for this video. So at this point, I want to actually have the video already at regular sharpness. So I want it to go from blurry to being regularly sharp. What I would actually have to do is I'd actually have to cut this video at this particular section and then add a cross dissolve, which I will demonstrate. But before I do that, this immediately brings my third problem with this program, which is that there doesn't seem to be any custom hotkeys. So I haven't been able to find them. Normally they're under edit preferences, but you only get these preferences, so great. That's totally unuseful for me in terms of what I'm talking about. I should turn that on actually. Instead, right now, as far as I can tell, the hotkey for cutting a clip or splitting a clip is Control K, which is just totally not conducive to cutting a clip. In Premiere Pro, by default, cutting a clip is C. So that's what we're dealing with. So let's just press Control K like a bunch of, well, hang on, let's press Control K. So we've cut our clip, right? Now here we're going to bring our sharpness back to 0, which thankfully you can actually add as a number. So obviously we do have that level of precision, which is great. Unfortunately, there's no way of like changing position, or like there's no way of doing any transforms in a more precise manner as far as I can tell. So I've kind of already screwed myself over by doing that. I'm going to press Ctrl Z to always undo that particular thing. But yeah, what I would have to do then is I have to actually do a cross dissolve by putting that in the middle, dragging that to that side, and then what we would end up with is something like that, which is how I have done it for the start of this video that you are watching right now. Not the video that you're seeing on the screen that I'm playing around with as a demonstration. I mean the actual video that you're watching right now. That's how I've actually done the start of that video, because this video that you're watching that I'm talking in right now, this video has been edited specifically through Premiere Rush and nothing else. I have not used anything from After Effects. I have not used Premiere Pro in any way, shape or form. I have just been using Premiere Rush because it's just my voice, so the multiple audio thing is actually not going to be a bit of a problem. Now, finally, I was going to actually mention drag and drop because for like a day, I couldn't figure out how to drag and drop at all. But it turns out it's really easy to drag and drop because you actually just have to get the project assets window open. I guess like how it works in Premiere Pro. So what you would do is, let's say we want to edit the Perfect Elite Alert video. That was a video that I uploaded a few days ago. A few days ago? Yeah, a few days ago when I actually got that adaptation. Anyway, moving on. Just drag and drop. So that's good. That is something that this program has, and that's very, very good for video editing. And then of course you can just make a new sequence out of that video, and away you go. So that's pretty good. That is actually really, really good that it has drag and drop. This is like potentially one of the most basic tools that is just so useful for video editing, I reckon. Just being able to drag and drop is fantastic. What have I done? Uh-oh, what have I done? Oh, I have to stop that. Yeah, very, very useful for drag and dropping and dealing with that stuff. But yeah, otherwise, this program, I would still actually recommend it for anyone who's not doing something slightly complicated, like not slightly complicated. I would recommend this for anyone who's doing something even just slightly complicated. But the moment you start talking about effects such as After Effects, which this program cannot cannot actually use any After Effects project files. So for example, here we want to do some platform memes. Can't drag and drop them. Can't insert them in any way, shape or form. After Effects, gone. One thing that I do want to make mention of as well is that transparent videos, so videos that have transparent backgrounds, is actually perfectly usable in a program like this. So for example, we're going to get our looping videos, and here's Oberon dancing on a platform. You can actually import that in and then drag it on top. and there you go. There you go. So that's definitely something that exists in this program, so that's obviously really, really good. So yeah, I guess if you have something you want to use from After Effects, render it as a transparent video. Alright, anyway, that's it. I'm done. That's my spiel. I bit really half and half on this program right now. Hopefully Adobe can address these issues that I have, these things that I think are missing in Premiere Rush. Some pretty basic things, really. I'm not really asking for anything too dramatic. Even the multiple audio channels thing I could let go. Like, for real, like 95% of people who are thinking of using this program are probably not going to be worried about what mobs can do with multiple audio channels. Okay, hope you guys enjoyed this. If you did, hit the like button. If you really enjoyed it, maybe consider subscribing to the channel. And as per usual, I'll see you guys later. Thanks for watching. Bye!